भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो। दादा 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 भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो। ललिताबेन बोलिए। दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो। 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 दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार।
बोलो दीपकान जी।
दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो।
दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो।
अंदर बैठेला दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो।
अंदर बैठेला दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो।
अंदर बैठेला दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो।
अंदर बैठेला दादा भगवान ना असीम जय जयकार हो।
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 Jai
जय
Satya.
सच्चिदानंद।
जय सच्चिदानंद। पुलिनानंद जय सच्चिदानंद। लता
Pulinanandji, three mantra,
कवि
please.
जय सच्चिदानंद।
Pulinanandji, three mantra, please.
जय सच्चिदानंद।
नमो वीतरागाय
नमो
नमो
वीतरागाय।
वीतरागाय।
नमो अरिहंताणं
नमो
नमो अरिहंताणं।
अरिहंताणं।
नमो सिद्धाणं
नमो
नमो सिद्धाणं।
सिद्धाणं।
नमो आयरियाणं
नमो
नमो
आर्याणं।
आयरियाणं।
नमो वत्सयाणं
नमो
नमो
वज्रायाणं।
वज्रायाणं।
नमो लोये सव साहुणं
नमो
नमो
लोये
लोये सव साहुणं।
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो
ऐसो
ऐसो
पंचनमुखारो
पंचनमुखारो।
सौव पावपनासनो
सब
सर्वपाप
पावपणासनो
मंगलाणं च सवेसें
मंगलानि
मंगलानं च सवेशं
परमं हवै मंगलम्।
परमं हवै मंगलम्।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम
ओम नमः शिवाय।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय
जय सच्चिदानंद।
सच्चिदानंद।
Jai Satchidanand. Okay, Mahatma, we are continuing to see our reactions internally and interactions. And we are doing Pratikraman. Anyway, any feedback? I have a question. Okay, many times we don't even look at our interactions or think about interactions. So, and sometimes, when you feel bad, then you ponder about it. So, what do you think about that, Deepakanandji?
About feeling bad?
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about we don't normally see our internal reaction every time we do interactions, and sometimes when you really feel bad or that something doesn't go right, then you really ponder it. And then
Correct.
it's constant, and then it keeps in your body for a while.
Correct. See, one thing, although through the wisdom of knowledge and that separation which we pass through the initiation ceremony graced by Dada Bhagwan, the situation is we have discharge ownership towards our body self, name bearer self. And so what happens, whatever that happens within our body self, most of the time we are able to get along and handle that.
There's a feedback echo coming from you.
What is it?
Feedback or echo coming from you. Is it me or you?
No, I don't get the echo.
Oh, you
I
don't
don't know
get
if the others are getting.
Okay.
I can hear it when Deepakanandji is talking.
Yes.
There's an echo.
Okay, the one is now. The Pulinanandji, when you talk, we don't get it. Okay, Deepakanandji, try.
So can you hear now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a kind of guilt feeling that pops up within us when we understand or when we get to know, perceive that our body self, name bearer self, has committed some mistake. And that is the reason, in the sense, we come across negativities from outside. That is one thing. We have negativities for others within ourselves. In both the situations, there is a feeling of disgust, dislike, at times hatred that pops up within us, and it doesn't make us or keep us comfortable. So that is where you start feeling upset, or basically you're not good. You are not happy with yourself. Something is disturbing. Something is at times annoying. So this is the thing which I have experienced very commonly, that if I come across negativities from others for me, then I have that feeling. At other times, when I have interacted negatively or hurtfully to others, that is where I have this bad feeling. So the only way out of this is you have to do Pratikraman for all the mistakes. What you have done or what has gone out from here, from your side, that is from your body self side, and at the same time, whatever that has come from others to your body self, you have to understand and take it positively, in the sense, understand that that was your vyavasthi, that is Rajni-bai's vyavasthi, that is body self vyavasthi. Because vyavasthi is not applicable to pure soul. It is applicable to the body self only. So here we understand this and resolve with Pratikraman as needed, or we resolve with right understanding, in the sense that this is outcome of the past karma of the body self, and if someone had to become an instrument, a nimit for your karmic suffering, then you are responsible for that. So in turn, you do Pratikraman so that in future, nobody have to become any instrument for your suffering. Jai Sachidanand.
Pulinanandji?
I think, as I understand, during interactions, whatever we feel bad about ourselves, whatever uncomfortable things are popping up within us, that is the how to resolve that, right, Rajni bhai?
Yeah, no, sometimes what we don't notice that, but if it is really bad or hurting you, then you really notice. Otherwise, you don't notice it. Or sometimes when it's very good, you know.
So see, remedy or solutions, remedy or solutions can start only when we notice it,
Yes.
So that is the first step of awareness, that if we are aware, we'll be able to notice it. So that's good. And whatever that bad thing that is popping up within us, uh, that shows the inner enemies lying within us, which are dormant: anger, pride, deceit, this thing, low greed, and also our understanding of way things are, what we call as potapano. So, and third thing which ignites all this is intellect. As long as the intellect is there, it will be always favoring the body self, and then it will protect all these inner enemies. So, moment you are aware of the negativity that is happening inside, it's a very good thing, it's a good sign. And then you have to observe it. After observing, you will find out why that is happening. Why am I feeling uncomfortable? So there are only two things, as Deepakanand said: either someone has hurt you or you have hurt someone. If you have hurt someone, yes, obviously, then Pratikraman, and why you happen to hurt that person. Uh, and then how you can, in future, as a preventive action, decide on decide on what should be your understanding, so that your interactions by your speech and actions are not hurting. Now, I tell you, this is a very, very big discovery, and it's very simple in one line, but there is a profound and a deep understanding that is required to come to that level. That how do I interact so that I don't hurt anybody? And if someone has hurt us, so obviously we have to do the penance or the tap part. We say, no, Gnan Darshan Charitra ne tap. So knowledge, understanding, conduct, and penance tap. So that tap portion is something which is very necessary to square up the others hurting. So that can go with two ways. You see, typically all of us are balancing all the uncomfortable situations that occur to us in our life, things, unfavorable things. For example, you're going in a car and stuck in a traffic jam. So this is where a person is not involved, but situations are uncomfortable. Then where your health may be bad, so that is another situation. Then where people hurt us by their behaviors or actions, so that is a third way of uncomfortable situation. So there are a number of uncomfortable situations. Now, in all these situations, typically there are two approaches to resolve it. First approach is we balance the situation or the uncomfortable thing that has happened in ourselves by mind at the intellect level, uncomfortable thought, by the agna. Oh, he's not the doer. Vyavasthit is the doer. Or bhogveteni bhol, sufferer is at fault. So by any means, we try to counterbalance the pain points that occur. That is due to the agnan or the wrong beliefs that we have brought, and it is resolved by gnan or the right knowledge. So we are counterbalancing or nullifying the effects, and then that is how the mind and the intellect rests at peace. Now, on an average, it will happen once or twice if we balance the right knowledge with the ill effects. At times, if it is a very severe karma, then it may take many, many times to explain to ourselves, vyavasthit, or whatever the right understanding. It may be agna or it may be anything. It could be bhogvedani bhul. So sometimes the intensity of the suffering is high. It may call for a repeated, hammering of the right knowledge. So this is one approach of balancing the agnan or the wrong knowledge with gnan, the right knowledge. And the second approach is by remaining in observer status and observing that this is happening to file number one, and then squaring it off. That'll take tap and things like that. And there lies the key for permanent solution or our advancement on the path of liberation. See, we are all working towards liberation or moksha, and that will only take place when all the impurities within will go away. So all the impurities in the sense of all this Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, Kashayas and things like that. Now, when they are going away, how will they go? First thing, they will surface on the top, will come at the mind level, and then and we'll observe it. That's what you're saying, that when I observe the churning inside, so that's when the inner enemies are surfacing on the top. And at that time, when you allow it to go, that time it has a permanent solution. Now, allowing it to go means, it is good. It is good that that my pride is hurt, for example, that the man kashai goes away. If some loss takes place, then the lob kashai goes away. So, uh, allowing that thing to happen and digesting it in the way it is good that is happening, the external discomfortable behavior, interaction is causing a churning within me. It is basically the inner enemies at work. So when that is happening, accepting it, observing the churning, which will result in a lot of tap, and that tap will then burn away the fire of the penance, tap agni as we call it. That will burn away the kashaya, that will burn away the inner enemies, and that burning is a permanent. Once that inner weakness goes away, then you are one step ahead on a permanent basis towards moksha. If I have to give an analogy, like, a student is in, say, grade 3, then he goes to grade 4, grade 5. Now, he will only go to the higher grade when he finishes the lower grade. Now, at times, what may happen is when we are in uncomfortable situations or uncomfortable reactions, we may wishy-washy, divert our attention somewhere else, and then get away over that uncomfortable or pain point. But if we are able to square it off once and for all, then that's a permanent elevation to the higher class. Once a person has really understood things very well, he goes to grade 4 or supposing he's in grade 3, he's not done well, he's not passed, then he may take tuitions, do ratta, do copy, and somehow get the passing marks and go to grade 4. There also he is not understood things properly, not understanding, but then he, by influence or by copying or by just memorizing, and somehow he pushes to grade 5, then somehow he go to 6. But after some point, all that things which he has not done properly will get accumulated, and his further growth will get truncated. Similarly, if we go away by forcefully, we may go to some level of this thing, but the inner enemy is remaining intact. They are going to pop up, if not now, little later on. And then at that point of time, all the squaring up will remain. So when they are coming now, if I am able to square it up right away, then it's a permanent elevation to the higher degree in Dada's terminology. That Dada says that 360 is Keval Gnan. He was at 356, Mahatma's around 315, 320. So then our degrees or the spiritual awareness or the growth, spiritual growth is on a permanent footing. Yeah. So having this set of understanding that I have to square it off on a permanent basis will allow us to accept and do penance, stop, and then square off all the inner enemies. And that is the permanent path to our progress. So this is what I feel. There are two approaches to handling the inner turmoil, as you said, that during our interactions, at times we don't observe what's happening inside, and at times we are able to observe what's happening inside. So we can only handle things which we are able to observe. So whatever we observe, there are two approaches to this. And based on that, we can advance spiritually. That's what I feel,
Yeah.
And then increasing the awareness gradually of seeing everything, that is also of prime importance. So that is why all our Vidhi sentences come into play, Prapman Vachan Kayati Dukh Na Ho, Keval Shuddhatma Anubhav Sivai. I don't want anything else apart from the spiritual self-experience, not to hurt anybody by mind, body, speech. So these sentences, when done heartily, will enhance our awareness of our interactions, enhance of the awareness on file number 1. Our Jagrati or awareness is focused on file number 1. And the more it is focused, the more we will be aware of it. We will be aware of it. So this is the approach to increase the awareness of what's happening in our interaction. And after the awareness is increasing, these are the two portions. So, Jai Sachin.
That's very good. Lakkaben?
Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Sachidanand Deepakanandji, Jai Sachidanand Mahatma. I had an experience just yesterday. I want to share with you exactly along the same lines as Rajnibai said. See, my son's family, they engaged a nanny to take care of their child. Okay, this lady came in the morning and she's a live-in nanny, so the accommodation and food and everything is provided for. So when she came in, sometimes people actually kind of display, some of them are warm, some of them are nice, and some of them keep a grumpy face, and just the look of them conveys, right, what they are feeling about. And she had a very stern face. And so I said to myself, shouldn't judge. That is the first thing that came to my mind. And subsequent to that, she also mentioned that she hadn't eaten in the morning. And we said, okay, we'll offer her food. And the food what we all had, just then, and it's the same thing which was given, dal and rice and, vegetables. They were absolutely decent. The only thing is not very spicy. Okay. And she takes a mouthful and she says, what sort of food this is? Okay, I feel like, puking or something to that effect. She's supposed to have told my daughter-in-law, because I was the one who prepared. Okay, 1 minute, I was stunned, literally. All these thoughts about, see, what happens is when you're a situation in the car, when you're getting caught in the traffic and all that, I mean, you're not having anything to do with any one person, no individual is sitting and hurting. Here it is directly somebody is spitting on your face, almost like that, a slap on your face. And I said 1 minute, oh my God, how could she say that? That is the first thought that comes. You tend to get hurt. And then I think it is all these satsangs and all these things, I mean, I didn't get angry. I didn't get irritated. I didn't, accept it. I said, what sort of food do you eat? Just let me know. And I realized, the next moment, she started saying, what she ate and, all that sort of a thing. And the conversation went on. But then, like Rajnibai said, it was ringing for some time, I realized I have to, maybe travel a lot more and then, practice a lot more before I, move up in the path, So that's the thing I wanted to share with you, because sometimes these examples, these actual experiences, talking about it actually throws the situation. I mean, so long as you're by yourself, it's easy. So when you deal with people and when somebody kind of tells you straight on your face or hurts you, I realize it's absolutely important that it's my reflection, I realized that there is something I had to receive that, I had to receive that. And it's like a prick, in my ego, and that is how it starts. But eventually, I was, asking for, forgiveness for, judging even a minute.
Okay,
Jai
Deepakanandji?
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. See, this is very common thing because did you prepare food for her?
Actually speaking, no. I prepared food for everybody. We didn't know she was coming. And so we
Yeah,
made
Shudhdhatma.
extra rice and gave, like the whatever was there, we gave.
The idea is whenever someone prepares food at home, they keep in mind the temperament or liking of the people around at home, and that's how like everybody's taste is taken care. Now I believe she's a kind of an outsider, right? An outsider can have a different taste. So in fact, if someone come across this kind of food, then what she should be doing is ask for, maybe if she wants more chili, then ask for chili, or want more salt, you can ask for salt, you can ask for a lemon, whatever she
See, that
needs
came
to.
subsequently
Uh,
after she made the remark, but
yeah, so
immediately I didn't
actually,
ask.
one thing we have to understand that for an outsider to appreciate or accept our food or our taste of food may not be there. It is possible because others eat differently with a different taste. So, first thing is that we must have this understanding that everyone's taste is different. So, she being an outsider, uh, she can make such a comment. She should not make such a comment, pass such a comment. That is a different story. But when such a comment comes, you can always respond by saying that there is no problem at our place because we eat this blend of taste. And if you want anything else, you can supplement it using chili, you can use it using lemon, you can use extra salt. And you don't have to feel bad about it because everybody's taste is not same.
That's correct.
I give an example that if we go to any very commonly Jain dharmasala or Jain bhojanshala, then they make normal, which is accepted, applicable, and what is it? Appreciated by all. But there are people who want more salt, more chili, more sweet. Then they have these three bowl, one having salt, other having chili, third sweet, that is maybe sugar or jaggery. And they circulate it. Anybody wanting that, they can add. That's what. But when you come across such a comment, then I'll say such a reaction, you don't have to feel bad about it. Why should you feel? Because she's an outsider and everyone may not have the same taste. So if she responded like this, or I'll say reacted like this, you don't have to get panicked, don't have to feel bad about it, and act positively. Oh, what was wrong with it? And then you'll say, oh, this is not chili, there's very little salt. And you have reasons for everything, whatever she asked for. Like, say, if she said there's very little salt, everybody at home are old and have blood pressure, so we have to do that. If you say chili, then everybody at home, they don't eat very spicy food. They want it very simple. So like that. So, and if such a reaction comes, you take it positively, correct? But first thing, these things are very common. We should not take it personal. at the same time appreciate and try to get feedback from the other person. Okay, what do you feel? What is missing? Then you can correct it. Do you understand? But
Yeah.
okay, immediate reactions, such reactions are possible, but in its after effects, retrospection, we correct ourselves with right understanding, in the right perspective, without taking it personal, without having any kind of guilt feeling. And in fact,
Right.
a wise person will never make such an open comment.
Correct.
That what kind of food is this? Okay, so he or she will understand. Okay, this is the kind of food, and he or she will ask that, can I have some little chili or salt or lemon, and to make it adjustable to her or his taste. But this understanding everyone don't have, and in fact, I will say, even we without this knowledge and these virtues, I will say this sanskara, we also would react in situations and maybe at times attack other person. And of course, the other person will get hurt. But here, after especially with the sanskaras, and after coming to Dada Bhagwan Satsang, we understand several things. We observe our own body self reactions, and that's how we come to know, and we moderate ourselves and accept things as they are, and if needed, correct ourselves, and by asking very humbly and very politely, asking that, okay, can I have this, right? So this is the thing.
Right.
Don't feel bad about it and act, rather respond positively. Reactions can come, and it is possible. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you.
Pulinanandji?
Yeah, and that's true, as Deepakanand said, basically. See, I think partially you did cover up when you said what type of food you ate, you see. So that was this thing. Basically, what happened was, it was an insult out of the blue, You don't expect,
Correct.
as she was an uninvited, she had not even told that I'm going to take a meal at your place. You, out of goodwill, offered the whatever you had prepared, and then she makes an ugly, nasty comment upfront. So that is a bolt from the blue. So if
Correct.
I'm looking at from the Gnan point of view, you can say it's an insult which has come to you, which has to be accepted from the Gnan point of view. You did do partially cover up that what type of food you eat. And that same thing he said that the next step was, as Deepakanand said, was that you can ask her, now, what more do you want to add to the taste? If you say it's an awful food, you want more spicy, you want more sugar, salt, or that lemon and all that stuff. So that was for the time being. And then for the next time, you did ask what type of you ate. So that's the way you took care of the thing. So that's fine. So two things just from the Gnan point of view, that it's a thing from a bolt from the blue, because normally we don't get insults from our people. We'll get insults from outside only.
Correct.
So you must understand. So one of your karmic accounts is getting settled from the Gnan point of view. Second thing you can tell yourself, sometimes why such reactions come, sometimes we feel proud of our cooking. Everybody appreciates, Are mama, what great food, Dadi, great food, So that's
Very true. Very true.
yeah. So in Dada's terminology, that is called garvaras, or your feeling of pride, or ownership, pride, a proud feeling on the deed that you have done, anything good that you have done, there's a proud feeling, I did it, So that's now that we have been doing since a long, long, long time. And and now that has got punctured with this, that what an awful food. So you must tell yourself, see, you are feeling you are a great cook. Now here you are, see, what of a cook you are.
Very true.
From the karmic angle, if I say whatever garvaras we have taken, whatever that aha feeling we have taken from or the proud feeling that we have taken on the compliments for our good cooking. Now this is a plus minus of nature. That loan of aha feeling that you have taken is punctured by this such nasty comments. You are awful food. You've never heard awful food. So this, you get an awful food from absolutely unwarranted comment. It's an absolutely unwarranted
Absolutely.
comment.
Very true.
Because actually she has to feel very grateful that in spite of not telling in advance that she will be taking a meal and then you have offered meal, so she will gracefully accept what is offered. And when such a reaction comes, so you feel very, very unwarranted comment. So from the karmic point of view, there are two ways. One is you can say file and the file has erupted or the file has come up, now square off, which you did with good wisdom from the, what we say, samyak buddhi or proper intellect. So what type of food you had. So you balanced it that way. From the angle, from the Gnan point or Agna point of view, it could be file has come up, let me square off. Whatever, both are options are open. And as a long-lasting solution, there you are. See, Ben, you are feeling you're a great cook. Not necessarily. Just because you make taste for your liking and others liking does not mean it's a good food. That is just to counterbalance that,
Very true.
that I am a good cook. That is just counter. So next time when you really do a good cooking and really people give compliments to on your cooking, you must tell, oh, favorable circumstances came and I could cook food nicely. So that this is the way to extract that,
Okay.
right from the good cooking, which all of us have to do. We have all of us, garvaras, the proud feeling of having achieved or done something good. Actually, we are not an independent doer. Circumstances, favorable circumstances come together and a good food gets prepared or a good activity gets done. So to tone down that individual doership, that I am the doer, that ego portion, that doership ego gets truncated or, gets eradicated, that's the whole thing. So this is the learning from the experience
Very
that
true.
in future, if such a thing happens, what gnan or what understanding I have to apply. And one step you understand, you are not an independent cook. So that chills down your pride feeling or proud feeling of being a good cook. And you become an akarta, you become a non-doer in the process.
Right. That's true.
As and when the doership goes away, our ego diminishes. The discharge ego also diminishes, you see. And that ultimately we all are in that process of diminishing that ego and bringing it up to zero level. That's where the spiritual awareness also gradually increases. So such situations are useful in knocking off our sense of pride. And supposing this doesn't happen, what happens is you made good food, you're a nice cook, nice cook. So in the whole process, we will be engrossed with the body self. I'm the good cook, which means I'm still Lata.
Mm.
You see?
Right.
Now, such things will jolt you out of it. No, you are not the I'm pure soul.
True.
So this is the way we have to view things. Good, good. You have brought me in my pure soul awareness. As as you said, na, that I have a long way to go, because it's for all of us. This feeling of doership, this feeling of I am the body self, we have been carrying since many, many, many infinite births. It is only in this birth that our understanding has changed. So that backlog is huge for all of us. So all of us are clearing that backlog of doership and ownership and things like that. And so this is afterwards, when all the event is over, when you're at yourself, that ringing effect is there. Na? How come she made such a comment? She was not invited and all that. That echo or the ringing part that you said. That when you're alone at say night, evening, alone, then you have to tell yourself, Lata Ben, see, you feel you're a good cook. This is not good. Thank you that you have brought me in my pure soul, that I'm able to apply all this knowledge. They would have not used all this knowledge and to silence the intellect. And so thank you so much. And that's where you gain in spiritual wisdom. You see the other person non-doer, the next day morning again, then that thing will remain, she feels great about herself. I have to now handle her. So that passion, that slight disgust or slight ill feeling also will go away. And again, you will be able to see Shudhdhatma in the person and carry on. That's what I would say. Just add to that. Jai Sachit.
Thank you. JSS.
Thank you. Lalita Ben?
And Jai Sachidanand, everybody. I just wanted to share something I read where Dada has said whether somebody is a Punyashali or papi, it's all pudgal. It's really not atma. And that has, I don't know, has been reverberating in my head. It has helped file number one's, when her opinions are just totally, bombarding her, that, this one way to shut them off is to say, it's pudgal, why are you getting worked up over it? So I just wanted to share that. And, you could throw some light on that for discussion.
Pulinanandji?
Thank you.
Just let me understand the first part of it. What did you say? It was reverberating, yes. But what did you say? What is the other saying you said? I did not.
Dada's thing, whether somebody is a punyashali or a papi, it's just pudgal.
Uh-huh.
It's got nothing to do with his atma. That's just his Mann, Vachan, Kaya. So I don't need to sit on judgment on that or make, those opinions just keep bombarding me, but, and so that has helped me in saying, why am I getting worked up over somebody's pudgal? I should only focus on the atma.
Okay. Yeah, so it's both ways. Pudgal of the others, paap and punya, punyashali and paap, and merit and demerit of the other pudgal or body self. And one is on our paap and punya of our own pudgal. So
Yes.
as far as our things go, our body self goes, and things going our way is the result of punya or merit karma. Things not going our way is the result of paap or demerit karma. That is our understanding of ourselves. And as far as the body self or pudgal of the others, when good happens to them or they happen to do good or when they are this thing, so it's just his or her karmic effect on the body self.
Yes.
Effect of punya. And if things don't go well, then we can have, karuna, that okay, it's his demerit or punya karma taking place. So it just remain observe and send some maybe prayers or goodwill that may good happen to him or her.
Like what I meant to say was, Lalita's opinions are bothering her about that person's karmic fallout or karmic effects. And so the way Pragna consoles her is, it's all pudgal. Why are you getting worked up over it? It's the paudgalic effect, whether it's their papi or their punya, whatever it is, that it shouldn't bother or, put a stop to it. That, move on and focus on the Atma, and that's who you are and that's who they are. So I just wanted to.
No, that is right. Yeah. That's one way of looking, which is true, which is the absolute truth, that it is pudgal. And in case it is still pinching us or bothering us, as you said, your own opinions are bothering you. So
Correct.
then this is the absolute truth understanding, the real understanding. And if you want to do something about your own opinions bothering you is to just pray. Hey Dada, may goodwill or good wisdom or take care of her pain points or take care of her troubles or something, uska bhala ho, kalyan tha ho, something like that. May his or her well-being take place. એના કલ્યાણની ભાવના હે દાદા ભગવાન એનું કલ્યાણ થાઓ કલ્યાણ થાઓ કલ્યાણ થાઓ હે દાદા ભગવાન may her well-being take place, well-being take place, well-being take place, something like that. If we say na, so then we have done our part, and that botheration of your opinion on yourself will also diminish. That is one of the things I feel, maybe one of the solutions. One is the understanding, and one is the how do you silence your own mind, or how do you silence your own intellect, So this is one of the things which can do, by which we silence our own inner intellect or mind, which is bothering us.
The torment is not coming from outside, it's coming from within.
Yes, that's one. I understood that. Your within torment to silence your own mind and silence your own.
Exactly.
I understood that. So just to silence your own this thing, comment or your own mind is to just pray for the well-being. You just do it for 1-2 minutes, then everything will be get silenced and you will feel at peace also.
Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
That's it.
Deepakanandji?
Jai Sachidanand. Dr. Lalitabet. See, we all have come from this traditional path of self-correction, self-denial, and penance. So we always appreciate and favor good virtues against bad virtues. And when we got this wisdom of right knowledge, spiritual enlightenment, so we came to know that irrespective of what someone's relative body self or behavior or attitude is, we have to learn to become, we must learn to become indifferent to all this. And our focus should only be on real welfare of the other person. So it is very common because we have been molded with that understanding and belief that we should be pious, we should be good, and none of these. So we are more focused with having sattvic prakriti, sattvic qualities, virtuous, good virtues. And we are trained and we are made to believe that you must stay away from all these negativities, tamasic prakriti, tamasic attitude, tamasic virtues. So this is very common to have this kind of feeling. But now with this wisdom of knowledge, we understand that whatever said and done, anything and everything that is related to body self has nothing to do with the pure soul. And the way you have come, raised above and you have overcome all your body self qualities as totally separate from the pure soul who you are. So with this wisdom, as Dada has said, he remained nispruha, indifferent towards the relative part, body self part of everyone, and he always had concern for everyone's real welfare. So with this understanding, we can easily accept, digest, and remain indifferent at the same time pray for the other person's real well-being. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to share one example because Lattaben said something about food. Taruben is not here, so, and because of Satsang, 9 p.m. Satsang schedule, I just ordered the food from Clubhouse. And I just pick it up. So, and I tell the chef, I cannot eat too much chili. So chef knows that. But then today, I had ordered palak paneer and roti, okay? And he gave me tefla. And when I ate, both palak paneer had some mirchi and tefla in me. So I send him, say, hey, chef, both have chili. So he says, oh, maybe palak paneer, they might have put flour powder. But tefla, there was no mirchi at all. Okay, so I said, hey, I tested the mirchi, but anyway, if you, maybe I mistaken, if you're right, thank you very much. But I didn't think too much. Just I let it go that way.
Rajendra, here, because of this wisdom of knowledge, what we, at the end of the day, our experience is we start perceiving every situations of our life whether favorable or unfavorable, liking or disliking type, and remain separate as perceiver as I am pure soul. And that's how you surpass that karma, whether positive or negative, and remain as pure soul. And that is your pure soul experience, that in spite of all these disturbing situations of our body self circumstances, you remain unperturbed, serene, pious, separate, and totally unaffected. So eventually that is going to happen, wherein you will understand, oh, it is more chilly today. Oh, this is more sweet today. Oh, this has no salt in it. You won't even put extra salt in it. You will accept that because you are not the eater, you are not the one who relishes the taste. You are the knower or the perceiver of the taste, all the 6 days. So you just accept them as a, okay, if it is very uncomfortable, then you will do plus minus. Like Dada has said, that once that kadi came and it was very salty. So without Ba's knowledge, he put some more water into it and made it easy. So that's what that you can do. Otherwise, you are the perceiver of the taste, so you don't need to balance them out unless it is very extreme. Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah, but Deepakanandji, I have some a problem if I eat the very chili stuff. So, like you said, yes, for palak paneer, okay, I put chash in it, okay, with
Correct,
with rice.
absolutely.
But for tepla,
Yes.
I had to go and get kaka. I could not eat the
Oh,
tepla.
fine. So this is our adjustment without getting disturbed and without reacting um, very violently to others. What is this? Are you not supposed to make something common for everyone? Anyone wanting more, they can always put chili, put
No,
pickle
this
into
is
it, and eat.
I order special, so they know. I don't order from the regular buffet. Yeah, for me,
Right, right. So
so
that adjustment is
he
also
knows that.
possible, always. Perfect. Yes, and as president, you have that choice also.
No, but one thing, you said that it's a separation, but when I was doing it, I could not feel separate Rajini or Shudhdhatma, but I just took it easily and just without thinking bad thoughts.
That is fine. These are our good virtues that we don't react. But finally, we have to remain vigilant and have an experience this separation, that this is not my department, this is not my area. I'm perceiver of what is happening with Rajni.
That was, I think, lacking
I mean,
because
if you have not reacted, it is very good that your temperament was well under control, everything was fine. But then again, you cannot take pride, oh, I'm so
no,
virtuous and all that. It should not enter into that area.
it
Jai
was not
Sachidanand.
pride or anything, but just it was say, hey, okay, I just adjusted automatically. Hey, you don't have to do something about take care of it, adjust it. And then, like you say, awareness of separation was not there anyway. So,
But then afterwards, you can always have, because see, all these karmic situations, they are mandatory ones, nikachit karma, through which, I mean, that suffering you have to pass through. So while that suffering is on, you may not experience that separation. But if you could handle it amicably without reacting, that's a plus point. And afterwards, you can always understand and rectify with complete understanding of the separation, and on the relative side, you are amicable. Okay,
yeah,
Sachidanand.
yeah, because because now we're always I try to try to get that much we can fulfill it. So that automatically comes. So that doesn't happen. Anyway, Pulinanandji, you some comments?
Yeah. No, that's true. You see, basically what happened, there are two things. As he said, was that
Actually, the Pulinanandji faces this situation because he has a very limited choice of food. Yeah.
So, you know, see,
You too. Both of you.
yeah, I mean, I don't took too spicy of food. I have to take spicy food in moderation. So I do that balancing regularly at Kalanpur, you know. I take one spicy, says vegetable, then non-spicy dal, and then I balance the spicy tikha portion of it.
Right.
As you said, you see, what happens is, if I just view it, this thing, first thing is, when that tikha stuff comes, one thing is either the gnan pops up instantaneously, chalo, this is vyavasthit, and everything is at peace. But after that also, the other said, at a superfluous level, without rag or dvesh, we can definitely talk to the cook that, see, this was like this, please take care, you know. So that is playing out the outside role in a with rag manner. So that is one thing.
Which I did.
And
Yeah.
so that has to be, because so the next time he is also aware of it.
Right.
So, but if that this is Vyavasthit would have popped in, then automatically that speech will be without rag dvesh, automatically, because insidely you have known it and it's only a dramatic part of it. And what you did was a Vyavar adjustment, Sad Vyavar. That what you did was, it is called Sad Vyavar, you know, the result of so much of understanding and Satsangs. Yes, okay. That you took your internal adjustment of Chas and Khakra. So, any such things are resolved at three levels. One is at the Sadvyavar level, that you took your adjustment. One is at the Gnan level, that this is Vyavasthit, this is the Hisab. And then do your adjustment plus tell the other person superfluously. So, both options are there. Gradually from the Sadvyavar, we'll go to the Gnan level. You may not feel separate, but at least, oh, this is it. Today, Rajni Bhai, or that is talking to file number 1. Pulling today, this is your Vyavasthit, and try to do your balancing. So that separation automatically comes in when you apply the Agna. And then, of course, verbally, you may superfluously, without any hatred or about this thing, just talk to the person. So Vyavahar also is balanced. You know, just taking it lying down also at times may be okay, may not be okay, depending on the situation. So the Vyavahar is also balanced, and the Nishchay is also balanced, that you have taken the situation at face value, at Vyavasthit and things like that. Fine, both approaches are right. Yes.
Thanks, Chidanand. Now, we have a gap of next week for the pollution. So we should continue this observation for 2 weeks. Deepakanandji?
I would like to suggest one thing. You know what Srimad Rajchandraji has said, and Dada Bhagwan supported that and elaborated that very deeply, that this doubtlessness, that is doubtless experience, doubtlessness, total trust and without doubt, without any doubt, that is pratiti, is out of grace, which we need to experience out of our effort, that is purusharth. The outcome of that pratiti, that is doubtlessness, that I am pure soul with total conviction and decision, I read the second step of experience. That is the first step is, this doesn't belong to me. Come what may, doesn't belong to me. Which, when the situation is there, is not there. But afterwards, because that is out of grace, I experience that separateness and doubtlessness, doubtless state as I am pure soul. I realize that afterwards. But during the situation when we experience that, that is out of our self-effort. It's called, it remains in our vigilance awareness. Otherwise, we get driven away by the circumstantial pressure of karmic suffering. The second step is you become fearless, nirbhaita. That means you become indifferent to whatever happens, and that fearlessness opens that, we normally have that feeling, oh, this is going to happen, that is, I don't know, how am I going to handle that and all that. So that fearlessness comes, nirbhaita. And the final step, when you surpass this total experience total fearlessness, you enter into separation, that is asangata. And that experience of asangata, that is total separation, that is absoluteness, is common and equal for each and every individual. Nirvaita is in relation to someone's relative body, self, karmic, karmic results. Again, that first step of doubtlessness is in respect to one's body self, but that final separation is same for everyone. And that's why that ultimate experience is same. That is total separateness, which is called absolute state of knowledge. So in this respect, we should try to contemplate and observe ourselves. Where do I stand? That is, during the situation, do I remain vigilant? Do I remain aware of what is happening? That the second step, that fearlessness, and the third step is total separation. Jai Satchidanand. That's what Dada said with total decision. I'm totally separate from mind, speech, and body. Second is totally discreetly, and third one is absolutely separate from mind, speech, and body. These three steps are wonderful state of experience which we pass through. Jai Satchidanand. What do you think, Pulinanandji? I mean, in this regard, we can start. I mean, if you have something else, we can always do it.
No, okay. So basically, Anubhav Laksh Pratiti, that what Dada said, So we are.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
The Pratiti we have got, and increasing the vigilance or awareness, resulting into experience. So experience can be defined as Nirlepta and Asankta.
Absolutely.
Defining as Nirbhaita. So he is given two words as a parameter for these two. How much fearless we are becoming and how much asang we are. That's what he's trying to say. I think that's okay, fine.
So simplify that, we will look at when we doubt things and observe that and see what our reaction is, correct?
So see our reactions, and maybe I'm saying, let us put Vyavasthit as the key thing. Observe Vyavasthit in all the events and situations that we are passing in these 2 weeks of. For us, it is pollution. For you, whatever it may be. Let us just observe how things are unfolding. Let us observe Vyavasthit unfold and just remain as a separate observer. Notice, see, this is Vyavasthit, this is Vyavasthit, this is Vyavasthit. So basically, in worldly language, being non-judgmental and observer.
And
in that process, a lot of things will come out, and that whatever comes out is our observation, then countering with the Gnan or the appropriate this thing, Agna.
So you're talking generally, not doubtfulness only, right?
Okay, whatever.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
JSS Apt or doubtfulness also with that.
Doubtfulness and how much fearlessness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come back. Okay. Mahatma's Daddy?
Yep.
Thank you. Deepakanandji, say mantra, please.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo
Ayariyanam.
Namo Vatsayanam.
Namo Vatsayanam.
Namo Loe Savasahunam.
Namo
Loe
Savasahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso
Panchanamukaro.
Savvapava Pranasano.
Savvapava
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam Savvesim.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai
Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagwate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudeva.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om
Om
Namah
Namah
Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand, Deepakanandji,
Jai
Pulinanandji,
Satchidanand.
Dr. Lalita
Sarvamataji,
Ben,
Jai Satchidanand.
Datta Ben, Shailya ji, Meera, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Teacher Harinathan.